Good morning, class. Here we are discussing Russian Revolution, and the title is Socialism in Russia and the Russian Revolution. So, till here we have seen the two revolutions took place in the year, and that is Revolution February and Revolution October. In the October Revolution, we have seen the changes brought by the Bolsheviks, and the effect of the revolution was that banks were nationalized and redistribution of land, then title were banned, uniform introduced, new design of, and Russia became one party state. Trade union were kept under the party control. So this was all about the effect of the October Revolution. Here another topic is civil war. Civil war after the October Revolution, civil war took place. Why? The reason behind for the expectation on which Bolshevik party entered into the politics and formed their government, it was not ruling accordingly because people were against of German sentiments. So they were same doing as which was not the condition, and according to that it was not happening good for the people. So this was, and here the civil war took place, and civil war means you must understand civil war when the conflict, the dispute among the citizens of the same country take place. There could be some issues, there could be some reasons behind how it take place. So the reason I told you earlier, because people were not satisfied with their own government, that is the Bolshevik. So here civil war. Civil war means the people who were ruling in the country, they and the other one who were anti of them means who were non-Bolsheviks. So this was among them, and always the party members and the people of the country. So when Bolshevik ordered the land redistribution, and the Russian army began break up. Redistribution means some of them were not happy for the redistribution of land. So Russian army began to break up. Non-Bolshevik socialists, non-Bolsheviks who were not Bolsheviks, and liberals, supporters, and autocracy condemned the Bolshevik uprising. Means people did not want this party grow more. The socialist revolutionaries formed their troops and were called Germans. So other who were anti of them, they formed their troops, they were called green, might be in green uniform, who would fight against Bolshevik red. So Bolshevik means they denote with the red, and socialist with the green, and pro-Tsar control most of the Russian Empire. Means after Tsar, means who were controlling the empire, most of empire, Russian Empire, they were of whites. So they were supported by French, American, British, and Japanese troops. They were supported by, means pro-Tsarist. They were supported by France, American, and British, and the Japanese troops. Means outside forces. These fought a war with the Bolsheviks. Means all these collectively they fought the war with Bolsheviks. In January 1920s, the Bolshevik controlled the former Russian Empire. Means they won. And in 1922, Bolshevik created Soviet Union USSR from the Russian Empire in December 1922. Means in that particularly what the picture behind or back we will see that all the troops of Bolsheviks fought civil war. What they did, the looting, the robbed, and the famine became common everywhere in Russia. And at the time, they hold the situation, they gathered the people, they supported the private property among whites, and took harsh steps with the peasants who could seize the land. And such action led to the loss of popular support of non-Bolsheviks. Means in this particularly the means all the profit was of the Bolsheviks. So what happened, as we have seen in 1920s, Bolshevik control all the empire, Russian Empire. After that, what happened? That is, to succeeded due cooperation, non-Russian nationalists and Muslims Zadist and cooperation did not work where Russian colonies themselves turned Bolsheviks. So, like we see in the NCRTs, so what happened in Bolshevik colonists brutally massacred local nationalists and name of defending socialism. Means whatever the trick they used, they control all the reason. And in the situation, many were confused about the Bolshevik government represented. Means what they are doing, like they are controlling how, what are the way they are using. Okay, like this. So lastly, what happened? What is the result afterward? In 1922, Bolshevik created Soviet Union USSR to form Russian Empire in 1920s 22. So this was about the civil war which had taken place in Russia. So making of a socialist society, what they have done means how it is now. The new changes introduced, like firstly the development was very much necessary. For this development, what was necessary? Industrialization, simultaneously cooperation of the people. So cooperation, how it had been taken, so people were motivated, they sometimes shifted to the industrial reason. And how it had happened, let's see. A process of centralized planning was introduced. Remember Bolshevik, in the April thesis, Lenin, how did he introduced, like April thesis, the Nash bank were nationalized, land redistribution, and war should not be there. Only for the growth it should be taken care. So process of centralizing planning was introduced by Howard, that is of 5-year plan. 5-year plan, it is very much common. You see in every country, like in ours you see that 5-year plan means some targets, some achievements are kept to gain. So like some targets are there to achieve. So this led to the economic growth. Firstly they thought that economic growth should be there, and there should be money in the country, development in the country, industrialization should be, education should be, like people or grow, means society should grow. So industrial production increased, and it was thought in some of the years, if you see that from 1927 to 1938, so 10-year plans were. So in 2 5-year plan, whatever they introduced, the growth of industrialization, like firstly it was through that 100% from 1929 to 1933, 100% increase was in the field of oil, then coal, then steel. So these were the area where they 100% given their development, and new factory cities and came into being. Means automatically when industries were growing, industries were increasing, the cities, the urban area also increasing. What about the people who were working there? This was again means it was the situation where people working hard. And you see that in the NCRT, when like it was very harsh situation in the harsh winter, that people were working, but the who were working, they were getting a little bit facilities from the factory side. The condition was not good, working hours were high, wages were not enough for them. So extended school system was developed. Means like the people who, the husband wife who were working there, sometimes their children got facilities of crutches, and simultaneously the education was giving, and arrangements were made for factory workers, peasants enter to universities. So collectivization of farms started. After that, farm means it all of that, which means they believe that everything should be in collective manner. Why? Because if collectively it is done, whatever the it is, whether the farming or industries, means whatever the profit comes, it will be distributed in the society. So that development means on this particular basis they step forward it. So here we have seen like making of the socialist society, because here society especially we are discussing, and civil war. In the next term we will see the Stalin and collective farming. So I stop this video here. In the next one, we'll see Stalin and collective farming. Thank you.